Greetings, brothers and sisters. Okay, before I get going here, I might have some issues. I'm having some issues with Premiere Pro, this, what I render my videos on, and computer issues that I got to deal with. So I might be gone for a couple days. There's nothing wrong. It's just if I don't make videos for a couple days, it's because of that. But anyways, let's get into the video here. I'm going to show you the State of the Union, bits of it. I didn't watch it, but they're celebrating. I show you a clip here in a moment. Mika, what an incredible moment as Biden slams SCOTUS decision on Roe v. Wade. And here, Biden's fiery State of the Union address contrasts with Trump, defiant. Biden comes out swinging. Biden slams Trump. So this is... he just went in and, he went in hard. And they were celebrating on the news. I turned it on while I was watching breakfast. I was like, it's everything I said about lowering expectations. So we'll get into it and just show how he's still unfit, right? He had this, moment here where he came out with some energy. They gave him one of his talkie pills, right, from Kyle Dunnigan.
Second, I've asked Congress to increase my dosage of talkie pills.
The guy is shown that he's senile, right? Like has dementia.
Last night, the 9 o'clock hour and then the 10 o'clock hour set fundraising records for a campaign that has already set fundraising records for the most money ever raised. And I think, Mika, people just at home.
Look at how happy Mika is. Almost a smile from Mika.
Not just Democrats, but I'm sure Republicans.
Almost, Mika, just a little bit more. Look at those, just evil.
Moderate Republicans, swing voters, independents had to really, really like what they heard when Donald Trump once again had the contrast time and again. Somebody that was against freedom abroad, somebody that was against freedom at home, and that's when Joe Biden really brought it home. He
really did? Did he really do it? How did he really do it?
It was against freedom at home, and that's when Joe Biden really brought it home.
Really did it.
He talked about freedom abroad, but then he talked about freedom at home and women's freedom and said back to the Supreme Court,
Okay, so let me show you the clip that I have here that I got from this morning's news, and then we'll get into State of the Union.
You'd be like, well, Barack Obama went off script there for 12 seconds. Biden went off script like 30 times, and they were planned. It was like he had set up in his own draft of the speech the moments where he was going to bait the Republicans into some reaction. So on the lake, what's her name? The woman in Georgia who was.
Okay, so he means Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's a moment where he sees her when he comes in. She's all dressed up in Trump stuff, which I didn't know when I watched this, but it's kind of funny now. So he's saying that he went off script, but it was planned, right? He had planned moments where he went off script. And he was baiting the Republicans, which, clearly, we'll show you that it was no mastermind. He's no mastermind. Okay, so they have a highlight here. This was a tour de force by Joe Biden.
When you get to be my age, certain things become clearer than ever. I know the American story. Again and again, I've seen the contest between competing. So
this isn't a competent speaker, right? He's yelling, so it's a little bit more energy than you see from him. Clearer than ever. He's not, but they're going to get into it here. They show some highlights, and I'll show you the highlights in a bit. Let's get into these guys here.
The Forbes Know Your Value 3050 Summit here in Abu Dhabi on this International Women's Day. Last night, President Biden spoke a lot about women's issues,
Mika's done something to her face. Mika.
Impacted by the overturning of Roe versus Wade, and we're going to get to all of that in just a moment. But I'm telling you, Joe Biden proved, I think, he still has a pulse. That's number one. And Speaker Mike Johnson might have rolled his eyes more than both my daughters in their entire lives. What's your take?
Well,
that was funny, Mika. Good joke.
Had a pulse. He had Frazier's left hook.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
I have never seen, and part of this is delivery, Part of it is speech writing. Part of it is setting up the argument for the fall.
Just look at the guy. Like, he's just clueless. The guy's a deer in headlights. Look at his face. I mean, the guy's old as F. He's like, he's going Crypt Keeper here, right? He's got the Crypt Keeper mullet there.
I've sat through a lot of these.
All right, so let's get into it here. So here comes this dude here. Woo! Turn it down. Look at him coming in. Look at these people. Look at these wonderful people. Look at this turtle-like human being. Look at this. Well, she took her knee pads off. No knee pads for Kamala tonight. And this guy's turtle human being and Schumer. I mean, just horrible people. Like, these are your leaders. These are the best of what we can produce as leadership coming in here, right? I mean, looking all important, like this is real or it's serious. So somebody left a comment saying that it's not rigged, it's scripted. And everyone has an opinion of what you want to call it or not, right? But none of that matters. Like, none of this matters. Like, the truth community doesn't matter, and this doesn't matter. Nothing's going to change this. We're just witnessing something, right? It's like somebody's falling from a cliff, and everybody's watching it as a person falls, and is their head going to explode or not? Are they going to die on the way down, or when they hit the... It's like, none of it matters, right? We're watching something bad happen. We're watching the end of something. I don't know necessarily bad. I mean, it's bad for us, but it's like all these people. These are just worthless Washington people who are just, everything that's wrong with humanity. And just all these. Well, what is Kamala even doing? And I'm not saying Trump. There's no solution out there. There's nothing out there to fix this thing. These generals coming in, these frickin' people, these people that all there's the power that these people are supposed to possess in this great hall that they've built here. And it's just, a joke. Like, it's just embarrassing. Like, humanity's just embarrassing itself. Here she comes. Come up there, Kamala. You say hi to Mike Johnson. Hey, Mike. What's up, Mike? Hi, Kamala. Let's sit together here. Let's watch this guy. And so Joe Biden's going to come in here in a moment. Let's see where that happens. What I mean here is, I'm in the editing process. And, you have phases of things. Like when somebody discovers something or there's a new trend, before it's trendy, and somebody finds something cool. It's innovative, it's new, it's kind of it might be a place, it might be whatever it is. And then word gets out and everyone starts to engage in this behavior. And then, all the kind of uncool people end up doing it and wreck it and do it too much. And then it jumps the shark and it's over and it's no longer, something that it's just like a past thing. And then you get people who just find out about it 20 years after, when everyone else was doing it, and they pick it up and they're saying it or doing it or going to that place, right? But it's no longer cool or anything like that. It's just something that at one point was something that was innovative, visionary type personalities and people who are, do things that everyone's going to do later on and wreck it, right? It's like people who are just discovering Facebook now, and that's what our country is like. Everything that was great, everything that was, what is it, like the 105th Super Bowl and the 200th World Series, it's just like, how many more do you need, right? And, with the internet and, modernization, they've put on new twists to things. But politics, these people are not great people. Like Jojo Magoo is going to talk about history here and how this is a historic time and we got to be on the right side of history and history's watching. And these are not, the actual founding fathers weren't as great as we portray them to be. But you can't make these turds look like that, right? Like the founding fathers sucked. They were slave owners and they were Freemasons and they were, they weren't what we grew up thinking they were, or what we were indoctrinated at what great men they were. But they were a lot better than these guys, right? They had skills. Many of them could do things, They had survival skills and they had a superior education and intellect and they were better writers. And, these politicians, these people are like just the bottom of the barrel. And now they have consumed the government and the media and all these power positions. And the country's, going down the tubes because it's just time, right? This country jumped the shark years ago, and you're just watching. You're watching, what Facebook will look like in 20 years, right? Like, there'll be a few like losers and pervs in those meta rooms or whatever, but it's, something like its best days are long behind it. So here it takes 38 minutes. This is going on 38 minutes, and Biden finally shows up. They've been standing 30, whatever time they've been up there. People just looking there. And here comes Biden now. Coming through the crowd. Here, come on, where's Gubbin? There he is. Woo! Woo! This woman touched his face. She touched his frickin' face.
Speaker, the President of the United States.
Woo! This one's gonna touch his face here. She wiped like a tear out of his eye or some kind of stuff. Oh, don't kiss him. That's gross. You're gross. You're so freaking gross. Look at him. There they go. Let's say hi. Hey, hello. Hey, look at me. It's me. Yeah, I haven't pooped my pants yet, but I got a diaper on. Don't worry about me. Hey, what's your name? Oh, yes. Who are you, little fella? Oh, who's you? 18. Yeah, I'm president. You're president? I'm the president of the United States. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. These are not my real teeth. Hey, look, smile. Look out here. Who are you? Look at this. You look like someone I like to smell. Come on over here. Oh, not you, buddy. What about you over here? You touch my hand? Oh, yeah. I see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get it. I reach my nose again. Yeah, I got an itch. These things. Look at him. Look at all these people. Like he's somebody great. This guy's been a piece of crap his whole life, and now he's senile. Career-long politician, the worst of the worst, corrupt, just a horrible human being. And then now they're like celebrating him here, the Democrats. Come in, yeah, wait, who are you? Hey, let me smell your hair sometime. Come on over. Give you you can give me a good sniffing tug. Come on, you guys, let's go over here. Okay, over here, here's some snoozle. What's your name? What's your name, buddy? Okay, like this thing. Where's Chuck Schumer? There's Chuck Schumer over behind me. Hey, Chuck, don't stand behind me. We already talked about that. It's going through here like it matters, right? He's gonna, milk this for everything he's got. It's gonna go on forever. People are filming him. Oh yeah, okay. There's something so very like high school about this whole thing, right? It's like, some political prep rally, whatever's going on here, just all this fake posturing and posing and they pointing and, hey, hoo, hey. Get in there, buddy. He's reacted to Marjorie Taylor Greene there. Let's look at that again. She's saying something to him. For that, there she is. Oh, what's that? What's that, young lady? She looks dressed all like a goof. Just a freaking goof. All right. So, comes up here. Just, this, Look, he's looking around for something here. Let's go back. He's coming in. All right, here he comes in. Gotta give that guy that. Here, give a handshake here. I mean, he's just old as F. There's no... Hey, who's that for? That's for Kamala. Kamala, remember you? Yeah, get on your knee pads for later. Yeah, this guy. I salute those guys. Nice salute there, Commander-in-Chief. Military, get in there. Just so bad. Like, just so horrible. Woo! How are you cheering this guy? This guy was a plagiarizer, a liar, a cheat, a snoozler, sniffler, groper, just a bad person. And now he's senile. Like, just embarrassing these people, right? And these are all horrible people. Like, they're all competitive. These all people wanted to be... She wanted to be president. There's Blumenthal over there, right? Woo! There you go. What's up there? What's up there? What's up there? Who's the thing? Let me. I can see better when I do this. Look at him pointing. Like, this is a senile, crazy dude. You can't make this. This is what I was saying about lowering expectations. Like, this is acceptable. This guy's, this is your leader. Order in the court. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's come on. Like, he doesn't have real fans. There's his handler. Look at Kamala and her fake smile.
Good evening. If I were smart, I'd go home now.
Some freaking grandpa joke, right?
Mr. Speaker, Madam Vice President, members of Congress, my fellow Americans, in January 1941, Franklin Roosevelt came to this chamber to speak to the nation, and he said, "I address you at a moment unprecedented in the history of the Union."
Okay, so this sucks. Like, he hasn't made a gaffe yet, and he hasn't babbled or done any of those things. And I don't know if, I don't think he has. Maybe people will send me stuff later. We're not going to see the whole thing here. I'm just going to go through bits and pieces of it. But this is not a good guy. This is not a guy who's mentally there. I mean, you can just see by the way he presents himself and the way he talks, the way he looks at the audience. He's somebody who should have retired years ago. They should never have run him in 2019, but they did. And whatever happened that he's now president, Trump had a role in this, the whole whatever's going on with the whole thing. He's not there. And like, for them to just push him out there like this guy is competent and he's not. Like, it doesn't matter because he's not running the country. It doesn't matter because he's not really the president. He's just, a figurehead. I mean, people running the country aren't good, but he's not doing it. So they could just throw anybody out there. It could be some, some cyber creation, some bot or something. It doesn't matter. It could be Max Headroom, years and years ago. Like, it doesn't matter what this person is because it's all a lie. Like, it's just pretend.
Hitler was on the march. War was raging in Europe. President Roosevelt's purpose was to wake up Congress and alert the American people that this was no ordinary time.
No ordinary time.
Freedom and democracy were under assault in the world. Tonight, I come to this same chamber to address the nation. Now, it's we who face an unprecedented moment in the history of the Union. And yes, my purpose tonight is to wake up the Congress and alert the American people that this is no ordinary moment either.
Yeah, you just already said that. Like he's not doing a good job here. He's not being fiery. Like, just come on, you guys writing about this. Like, this is what I said, low expectations. Yeah, he hasn't drooled on himself. He hasn't wandered off the stage and, he's not having any, at least, overt gaffes as far as we can tell, up to this point. But he's not doing a good job. Like, he's somebody who's not acting like he normally does. He's doing good for him. That doesn't mean it's good, right? It means it's good for him. It's amazing how you lower expectations and people just accept these things.
Not since President Lincoln and the Civil War have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today. What makes our moment rare is that freedom and democracy are under attack both at home and overseas at the very same time. Overseas, Putin of Russia is on the march.
Putin of Russia.
Invading Ukraine and sowing chaos throughout Europe and beyond.
And beyond.
If anybody in this room thinks Putin will stop at Ukraine, I assure you he will not.
Okay, so as soon as he goes to any other country, it means World War III. And America has to fight because of the NATO agreement. If he attacks the NATO nation, like, this is, these are lies that they're not calling him on, right? So this is the Ukraine, right? So Putin could go into Belarus, which they're not going to do. What I should say here is all the NATO countries are in in dark blue, navy blue, or wherever that is. And so you can see that Ukraine is surrounded by NATO countries. And so what he means, Joe Biden means, is he's going to go this way, right? He's going to go this way towards these other countries. These are all the NATO nations surrounding the Ukraine. And so if he goes into Poland or any of these other countries all along this border here, he is going to make America and all these other countries go to war with him. He's not going to do that. The whole reason he went into the Ukraine is he doesn't want the Ukraine to join NATO. He said in the Tucker Carlson interview that he wanted to join NATO. He wanted Russia to be a part of NATO. But NATO is there to attack Russia, right? The whole function of NATO is that any country that attacks these countries goes to war with America. And so if Putin does that, it's World War III. And so, it's just silly what he's saying here. Okay, so let's just go through this randomly here. It's just, there's another hour left.
Remember your oath of office to defend against all threats, foreign and domestic. Respect free and fair elections. Restore trust in our institutions. And make clear political violence has absolutely no place in America. Zero place.
This is him yelling. He has, he gets all, he gets all sort of distant and he sort of mumbles. And then he has his yell. He has two settings. He has energized yelling JoJo, and I don't know what they gave him so he could yell through the whole thing. And then this, then the other sort of mumbling JoJo. It's not good. Neither one is a good thing, right?
Again, it's not hyperbole to suggest history is watching. We're watching.
History's watching. Where are they watching? Are they streaming? Where is history sitting right now and watching?
Your children and grandchildren will read about this day and what we do.
Come on, Joe.
He's watching another assault
on what? Like on some stone? They're digging through garbage cans and trying to kill rats. There's a funny show. I didn't think I would. We didn't think we'd like it as much as we did. It's like a time traveling show, and it's pretty comedic. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but the sort of like a nerdy, modern kid transports two video game characters who are real life people living in the future, an post-apocalyptic future. And when they hear about kissing, they're like rat hole to rat hole because they're eating rats, right? So they call their mouths rat holes, right? And so they don't want to kiss. There's no kissing in the future because everyone's got a rat hole. I call it a ghoul hole, like he's got a ghoul hole. These guys have ghoul holes.
Joining us tonight is Latoya Beasley, a social worker from Birmingham, Alabama.
This is low energy JoJo.
14 months ago, she and her husband welcomed a baby girl thanks to the miracle of IVF. She scheduled treatments to have that second child. The Alabama Supreme Court shut down IVF treatments across the state.
No, look at her shake her head. No, this shouldn't be. They should be able to murder our fetuses. Come on.
Unleashed by a Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade. She was told her dream would have to wait. What her family had got through should never have happened. Unless Congress acts, it could happen again. So tonight, let's stand up for families like hers. To my friends across the aisle, don't keep this waiting any longer. Guarantee the right to AVF.
Putting his fist down. Just applaud. Turn around and applaud this brave woman. There's Arnold Schwarzenegger's ghoulish ex-wife there. Here he is. He's yelling here. We got some more yelling.
If any of you don't want that money in your district, in fact, my policies have attracted $650 billion in private sector investment in clean energy, advanced manufacturing, creating tens of thousands of jobs here in America.
In America? Not overseas? Way to go, comma. Stand up, comma. Stand up proud, clap. I mean, this is so bad. It's another applauding moment here. Put your nose. There you go. Look at this school. Look at this dude right here. Look at this big smile from Kamala.
Over 100 million of you can no longer be denied health insurance because of pre-existing condition.
He's not doing a good job, right? For them to come out and say he did a good job is, again, it's the lower expectations, but it's embarrassing. Like, it's the media just going to new levels of just, embarrassing themselves, right? It's like the kid in the family who, the dad leaves and the dad's an alcoholic piece of crap and he beat the, other kids and the mom and stuff like this, right? And maybe there's a younger kid doesn't remember and he grows up idolizing his dad and thinking his mom chased his dad away or whatever, the other kids did. And his dad shows up, he's a total piece of crap and he hits the kid up for money and, and the kid just, it's like waiting for the great pumpkin and pretending the dad is great because you just desperately have some hole in your life and you wish it was filled by a good leader. I mean, I'm dealing this with the people who do heartfulness meditation, and the current leader and master of the system is corrupt and has formed, taken a spiritual organization, made it into a cult. And they're like, no, he's great. He's great. What are you talking about, buddy? What are you talking about? It's like that kind of level of denial. This guy has always sucked, and now he's senile, right? So, like, just stop with this adoration.
The pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half.
Well, yeah, what are you so angry about?
Restore that child tax credit.
Wait, what was that? That was a gaffe, bro. What kind of tax credit would you want to restore? Here we go.
Of the biggest companies in America made $40 billion and paid zero in federal income tax. Zero.
No, it's a atrocity.
Not anymore.
Not more.
Thanks to the law I wrote and we signed, big companies have to pay a minimum of 15%.
Big companies. The big companies have to pay.
But that's still less than working people pay in federal taxes.
No way. That's not fair.
It's time to raise corporate minimum tax to at least 21%.
Exactly. Let's do that. Woo. Look at him. He's shaking his... Look at him.
So every big corporation finally begins to pay their fair share. I also want to end tax breaks for big pharma, big oil, private jets, massive executive pay when it's only supposed to be $1 million that could be deducted. They can pay them $20 million if they want, but deduct $1 million. End it now. There are 1,000 billionaires in America.
No way.
You know what the average federal tax is for those billionaires?
What is it?
No. They're making great sacrifices, 8.2%.
No.
That's far less than the vast majority of Americans pay. No billionaire should pay a lower federal tax rate than a teacher, a sanitation worker, or a nurse.
Woo, pay your fair share, woo.
I propose a minimum tax for billionaires of 25%, just 25%. You know what that would raise? That would raise $500 billion over the next 10 years.
Whoa, good. You scream it to the rafters, Joe.
And imagine what that could do for America. Imagine a future with affordable child care. Millions of families can get they need to go to work to help grow the economy. Imagine a future with paid leave, because no one should have to choose between working and taking care of their sick family member. Imagine the future of home care and elder care.
Let's imagine it all together.
And people living with disabilities.
Like you, Joe. You could have help.
Stay in their homes, and family caregivers can finally get the pay they deserve. Tonight, let's all agree once again to stand up for seniors.
Yeah, this guy. Stand up for this guy. You've been standing up for a senior all night. All right, let's go back. I think I missed the gaffe.
Do you really think the wealthy and big corporations need another $2 trillion tax break?
No,
I sure don't.
I don't.
I'm going to keep fighting like hell to make it fair. Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in federal taxes. Nobody, not one penny. And they haven't yet. In fact, the child tax credit I passed during the pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half.
Woo!
Restore that child tax credit.
Restore that child tax credit. There was multiple gaffes there. So 123.25 here. Let's go back. Here it is.
Child tax credit I passed during the pandemic cut taxes for millions of working families and cut child poverty in half. Restore that child tax credit. No child should go hungry in this country.
Okay, so, he didn't rock it. Like, this is, I mean, again, there might be more gaffes. I know he mispronounced some woman's name or something. But this is not quality, right? This is not a quality leader, a quality speaker. This is somebody who should have been retired years ago. And they just keep on rolling out his corpse like Weekend at Bernie's.
Folks, we have a simple choice. We can fight about fixing the border, or we can fix it.
Whoa, exactly. I don't know what we're fighting about. Let's just fix the thing. Let's fix the damn. Let's build the wall. I don't know. What are the ideas on the table here?
I'm ready to fix it. Send me the border bill now.
No, I'll send it now. I'm ready to fix it. Fix it. They're yelling, fix it. Like, just how embarrassing. These are adults. These are, supposed to be intellectual people. They're acting like children and just faking it, standing up for this guy, pretending like it's just all make-believe. It's always make-believe, but now it's just so much more obvious because the guy's senile. This thing always has sucked. I've never seen one of these where I was like, oh, that was great. Like, it's just they always suck.
Transformational moment in history.
Look like I texted.
Happened 59 years ago today in Selma, Alabama.
Oh, go back to Selma.
Hundreds of foot soldiers for justice marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, named after the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan, to claim their fundamental right to vote.
Wait, there's a Grand Dragon there?
They were beaten. They were bloody and left for dead. Our late friend and former colleague, John Lewis, was on that march.
Woo!
Listen.
Look at the look Kamala gives him. He's going to get up. This guy doesn't know what to do, right? And so he's going to get up and applaud for this. Like, just watch Kamala's eyes. This is great.
Lewis was on that march.
So he's like, doesn't know what to do. Look at Kamala. Doesn't know what to do. He said, I think maybe I should get up for this one. Maybe I should. I don't know. I'm a robot. Look at her look. Really? Really? You don't get to stand for this, Mike Johnson.
Our other marchers, both in the gallery and on the floor, including Betty Mae Fikes, known as the voice of Selma, the daughter of gospel singers and preachers.
Betty Mae's her dress is running up on her.
She sang songs of prayer and protest on that bloody Sunday to help
shape Bloody Sunday.
The nation's conscience. 5 months later, the Voting Rights Act passed and was signed into law.
Stand up, Betty. Stand up. This woman has got hair, different colored hair, and look at this. It's got pink on this side and black on that side.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, wave your hands. Wave them in the air like you just don't care. You have a point.
But 59 years later, there are forces taking us back in time.
Whose are those forces?
Voter suppression.
No way.
Election subversion.
No way. Who is this guy?
unlimited dark money,
Whoa, who's this guy?
extreme gerrymandering.
Whoa.
John Lewis is a great friend to many of us here. But if you truly want to honor him and all the heroes who marched with him, then it's time to do more than talk.
Exactly. That's a talker.
Pass the Freedom to Vote Act.
Pass it.
The John Lewis Voting Right Act.
You know that you would write an article and you would come out and claim that he rocked it and that he was aggressive and he was, come on. He shouldn't be doing this, right? The guy should have been retired years ago. He was never great, and now he's senile. Like, that's that's all you need to know. It's just that simple. Let's wrap this thing up here.
The constant refrain, and I was there for hours meeting with every family. They said, do something. Do something.
Do something.
Well, I did do something by establishing the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention in the White House.
Yeah, he did. He did something. He did something. They told him to do something. He did something. It's almost over here.
We owe it to ourselves to keep supporting our new health research agency called ARPA-H. And remind us.
Okay, let's go to the end here.
I see a country for all Americans. And I will always be president for all Americans. Because I believe in America. I believe in you, the American people. You're the reason we've never been more optimistic about our future than I am now. So let's build the future together. Let's remember who we are. We are the United States of America.
Woo!
And there is nothing beyond our capacity when we act together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's how he ends every speech. They're making it sound like every speech he says the same thing, right? We can, as long as we do it together, we can do anything. You know, some variation of that. And, you know, it's just goofy words from a liar, right? Like, you know, and now he's a senile liar. Okay, so I now have the title of this video. If this is the State of the Union, then we're screwed, right? Because this is it, right? This is who we are. This is what we are. Of course, Trump is his own nightmare and his own disaster. And the people supporting these politicians and believing that there's a solution in here somewhere. You know? It's just so stupid. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.